great channel, Dr. Mary Mugo, where we affect lives, we affect businesses, we affect the society. Now, we all know that many of us have lost jobs, many of us have issues today. The finances have gone low, others are receiving half salaries, and therefore it is important for you to budget if you have to live a good life. And by the way, the good book says that before you build a house, sit down and do your budget. And so today I'm joined by my friend, CPA Mutua. Welcome to this channel, CPA Mutua.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much. So my viewers, today we want to talk matters budget. How do you operate with a lean budget? Start by telling us, what do we mean by a lean budget?
Thank you, Dr. I think before I mention something on lean budget, it's also important I talk about briefly on finance. And we have three main branches. One is on what we call public finance, where you deal with government incomes and expenditure, where they also have a budget. We also have what we call corporate finance, where organizations, again, will have their own budget. Then we have personal financing, again, where we also have a budget. So a budget is a tool for planning your incomes and expenditure. So when we talk of a lean budget, this is a slimmed down version that will operate as your new spending guide during the times of emergencies. So sometimes we might have emergencies like maybe it's during times of war, it is during times of losing your job, or it is during times when you have been sent on unpaid leave. So that budget that you operate during those times of emergency, or a time like now when you are experiencing the COVID-19. So during such times, when now you cut down on your expenditures, that is now what we call a lean budget. This lean budget, like I was saying, will help us during the time of partial or total loss of income. So it might not necessarily mean when you have lost it. Sometimes you could have maybe on a half pay, so it operates on partial and total loss of income.
Viewers, you've heard it, but today we talk about personal finance. Now, so you have a partial income or lost income, and you are family. What, in your view, as a specialist in accounting matters, constitutes a family budget?
When we talk of a family budget, it includes one, we have the basic needs for the family, where we have food, we have shelter, we have clothing, we have education. Then again, as a family, you have what we call the goals. Maybe in 2 or 5 years, you want to plan for your house, you want to plan to own a car. So you must be able to make some savings. And again, in family, we have emergencies. So we have a budget where you have to take care of the savings and the emergencies. Then we also have what we call the wants in budgeting, whereby maybe you want to plan to take a trip, an holiday, maybe some time, and you also want to set some amount of money for that. Sometimes in personal finance, we also include what we call the giving, where we have now the tithing and we have the donations. So you also need to plan for all those issues in your personal budget.
What are the key considerations then should one take in this kind of budget? Because some people tell you going for holidays are actually, others will tell you, my basic need may not be your basic need. So what are those key principles that are important to guide someone to do a proper personal budget?
In personal financing, we have what we call the 50-20-30 budget rule, which is now guidance on how you're supposed to budget the items that I've mentioned. Because I've mentioned we have the basic needs that you need as a human beings on the smallest unit, which we are now calling the family. Then we have what we call the savings and savings, either for emergencies, planning for retirement. Then we also have the ones. So usually a typical budget is supposed to be what we call 50, 20, 30. Those are the guidelines. 50 representing the basic need. So after the tax, 50% of your after-tax income is supposed to take care of the basic needs. Then we have 20%, which is supposed to take care of the savings, if you have some debt repayment. And this savings is for emergencies and also for also planning for your retirement. Then we have the 30%, which is now supposed to be for the ones. Ones simply means the stuff that sometimes we do. You want to go for dinner. Sometimes it is important for a human being. But if you can be able to afford, the better. But during the times, like I've said, when you will be experiencing problems like we have to date, like COVID now, where people now the incomes reduce, then it simply means now you have to go to a lean budget where now 30%, which now is going to the ones, you can now start to prioritize it maybe on savings or on the basic needs. Because if maybe you are staying at home, it simply means you might maybe spending more on the utilities when you are at home rather than when you are in the office. So that is why that 30% for the ones, you can now turn it either to, you add to the savings and you also add to the needs. And that is now what we are calling a lean budget. But a typical budget is supposed to be 50, 20, 30. Those are now the guidelines which will help us plan in order to reach our financial goals as a family.
My viewers, what CPM Mutua is saying before I go to the next question is 50% of your pay after tax goes to your needs, basic needs. For those who have done management, you know basic needs from Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We are talking about food, we are talking about shelter, we are talking about, those things that you really need. And then he's saying that 30% should go to your wants. Those things you can do without. There's so many things that you can do without, yeah? And then 20% to your savings. And CPM Mutua, what I'm getting from this is, it doesn't matter the amount of money you earn. What matters is how you budget for that money. Is that right?
Sure. If you cannot budget 1,000, you will not budget 1 million. So budgeting starts with it starts with small amounts, a higher amount. So what matters is your expenditure and the income, which you need again to match. Just like the government does when they raise their income and their sources of income and the expenditure. If they have a budget deficit, they look for money on how they are going to finance on those expenditure. So it doesn't matter whether it is 1,000 you are planning or you are earning, that amount needs to have a budget. Otherwise, that is why you'll find people having a lot of unexplained debts because they are spending more than they will be able to earn.
The question I want to ask you as a viewer before we continue is, how well have you been budgeting? Could you be having what my guest is saying, unexplained debts, just because you cannot budget? Why do you want to go for a holiday when you have not paid your house? Hey, budgeting. I'm telling you, this is the way. Now, tell us, CP Mutua, it looks like for you to be a good in personal finance, discipline is very important. How disciplined can one be to, for example, say I earn 100,000 shillings and 50% after tax is probably about 35,000. But, well, maybe my friends stay in houses which are 40,000 per month. How do I go about all this if I've really to follow the 50, 30, 20 rule where I only spend 50% on my needs?
Thank you for that question. One of the things that is needed in finance, whether it is at corporate, whether it is public, whether it is personal, is discipline. So you need to be very consistent in terms of the budget that you are doing. And this budget you're supposed to stick, although sometimes people say sticking to the budget is a bit boring. Because sometimes you have some money and you want to go for an holiday, like you are saying before, paying your rent, or maybe planning for the education for your children. So those sometimes will now mean once you spend that money that was meant for education, and this is something that must happen, or you spend money that was made on food and it's something that is supposed to happen, then it means now you have to borrow, and that is something that was unnecessarily. So that is why it is important to stick on the timelines. You need to be disciplined. You need to be very consistent and evaluate the budget. If you are doing it on monthly basis, you might not evaluate it on daily basis, but you can be able to look at it on weekly basis and see after week one, this is what I've been able to achieve. So the best thing to do is, for example, if it is 50%, we have different items under the basic needs: education, we have shelter, we have food. You need now to prorate them based on the 50%, so that you'll be able to see how much you will be able to spend on food, how much you'll be able to spend on education. So sometimes we take our children to schools which you cannot be able to afford. And that sometimes, that is why sometimes we'll have family problems, because the kids, you have not been able to pay the school fees, or sometimes maybe the money that was made for education has been used to either food or shelter. And that is why we have families in family challenges, because you are not able to take your children to school. If maybe you are on rented premises, you're not able to pay rent on time. So those are now the challenges that will happen if you are not living according to the incomes that you have. But you see, this income is something that you can grow. So if maybe you have the goals that you are saying, you can save maybe, and this savings needs to be planned, and say, maybe in the next 5 years, I also want to occupy my own house, and you start saving for that. So once now you save, maybe after 5 years, you will now be able to have your own house, and the savings, you'll make savings for the rent that you are paying in terms of the rental every month. So discipline is very key. You need to be very consistent, because if you're not consistent, you'll not be able to evaluate. You'll not be able to evaluate your budget. You also need to reflect on your priorities. Reflecting on priorities is because as a human beings, there are things that you want to do. It does not go well when you go for holiday and you have not paid your school fee. So you must know these are the priorities, and they take this particular percentage. These are the plans that I have for the next 5 years. This is what I would expect to have maybe after 50 years, maybe, or 30 years, or 20 when I retire. So that is why we say it is also important to plan for your retirement based on the money that you are having now. You also need to identify your income and expenditure. So you will find some people are blessed, maybe they have different sources of income. Some have employment, they have business income. They also have maybe investment income that they get either from investment in shares or maybe rental income. Other people have only employment income that they need to budget. So in terms of budgeting, you need to consider all the incomes that are coming in. In terms of expenditure, you need to list those expenditures that are under the basics, those expenditures that are under savings, which is now guided by the priorities that you have made for the future, where we have maybe investment in future, where we have the retirement planning. Then now the also priorities that you also want to achieve in terms of the wants, because if those wants are not controlled, sometimes they consume the 50% that has been set aside for the basic needs, and that is where family problems comes in. That is why you find some people being auctioned because they did not either plan, you over borrowed to start a business. So those are now the challenges that as family we need to look at and stick to the budget. Yes.
What is your parting shot as far as this issue of personal finance is concerned? What is your advice to the people that are listening to us today?
My advice to the people who are listening to us today is that a budget is a very important tool to ensure that there is harmony. That is why countries have budget. That is why organizations have a budget. And this budget, you need to stick to it. You need to sit down with important players, including your pastor, to know maybe the tithes, how it's supposed to be done, including donations, because sometimes we give more. You find that the money that was for the family, we give it, and it is money that was supposed to be spent on the needs, and we give. So you need to discuss and agree on different timelines, and also indicate the amounts that needs to be spent either on weekly or on monthly basis. Then from there, you will now be able to find that all the things have been taken care of. Sometimes during times like this, when we are experiencing maybe job losses, and we are also experiencing pay cuts, you might find people who want to start a business with the small amount that they're having. So sometimes you might go and copy what others are doing, and you don't have information because of the panic. So it is important, even before you commit your money, you have a plan. That is why this 20% is very important. You keep on making the savings and the priorities. You know, after 5 years, I will be able to start my own business, and you keep on getting that information because you have saved for it. So without a budget, you will have a lot of problems at a family level. You will have a lot of problems if you are religious and you're supposed to tithe. You will find that you have nothing to tithe because the money that you're supposed to tithe has been spent on the wants. And sometimes, as human beings, you might find that the wants sometimes control us. You want to buy a car of 5 million and you have not planned it in your maybe 2 or 3 years. And that is now the biggest problem. You want to stay in a house where you are paying 50,000 and you are as rent, and you are earning 60,000. So you will have a lot of challenges. So it is very important, viewers, to know how you can be able to stick to the budget, because that is the important thing. Then from there, you consistently evaluate whether you have achieved it, because sometimes people say budgeting is boring, and I agree, and that is why you must be disciplined. The good things, sometimes they don't come that easy. So it is important to ensure that to avoid problems, just like you will find in public finance, some countries have overborrowed, some countries cannot be able to provide the public goods. It also happened at the personal level. So if you don't plan with your budget, then it is most likely that the spending on the family and the incomes are likely to fail. So planning is key for the success of the family. And even when you look at the many problems that families experience, you might find that the biggest contributor of family problems is the finances. Because sometimes when people marry, when you are married, maybe, or you're having a wedding and you are young, sometimes we spend more on the wants, and this is more to the men. Sometimes we spend more on the wants because we want to impress. And when now you marry, you find that now the lady will not now be able to enjoy the wants because maybe we were spending these wants using borrowed money. So those are now the challenges that families experience. So when now you join as a family, now the lady finds that they cannot be able to see the money that they were spending on the wants. If they were going to dinner, now they are not dinners anymore. If maybe they are having holidays, there are no holidays during that time, because maybe those holidays were being financed with liabilities. So it is very important to stick with your income to avoid those problems. Because if you don't plan well, again, it also leads to depression. It can lead to auction of your personal property. So it is important you plan.
Wow. Hey, avoid using liabilities to fund your wants. Hey, what have you been doing? You have heard it all from the experts. I hope this will help you to be a better budgeting person. And by the way, when you plan, when you budget, Many people might think you're mean, but that is the way you can achieve your goals in life. You must budget, you must plan, you must be disciplined, you must be consistent, and you must have priorities. And remember, saying no is one way of actually ensuring you do the right thing. Hey, thank you very much for listening to us. Like this video, make a comment, let us know whether this video is helping you. Let us know what you want us to discuss in this channel, and share this video. And of course, remember to subscribe. God bless you.